How's it going, everybody? For your mind here, Desantis 2024. Florida students will learn about patriots who come to America after fleeing communist regimes. Our students will learn from an integrated civic education curriculum that compares our rights and freedoms to places where they don't exist, like China and North Korea. Desantis 2024, if Trump doesn't run, which he might not, but it's still possible that he does. But Desantis 2024 for me. And this is his speech if you want to see it.
Curriculum can really provide a guide to how that should be done. The bill also expands our previous efforts in civics to add a requirement for the high school government class that students receive instruction on the evils of communism and totalitarian ideologies. We have a number of people in Florida, particularly southern Florida, who've escaped totalitarian regimes, who've escaped communist dictatorships to be able to come to America. We want all students to understand the difference. Why would somebody flee across shark-infested waters, say leaving from Cuba to come to southern Florida? Why would somebody leave a place like Vietnam? Why would people leave these countries and risk their life to be able to come here? It's important that students understand that. Now, as part of this bill, Florida will create a Portraits in Patriotism library so students can learn about real patriots who came to this country after seeing the horrors of these communist regimes. We actually have folks here today. You'll hear from her in a minute, Anna Abauza. She came to the United States when she was a teenager, fleeing from Nicaragua when the Sandinistas brought socialism to that country. She graduated from the University of Florida.
Desantis 2024, teaching people the evils of socialism and communism. And of course, there's going to be some brain-dead lefties like, socialism is so good. It has never worked, and it never will work, because people are fucking greedy. And that is all you need to know about socialism. That's all you need to know. People are greedy, inherently greedy. If it was a perfect society, yeah, sure, it might work, but it's not going to happen in the real world. Sorry, not everything is lollipops and rainbows. Also, to you socialists, why do you never go to Venezuela? Why do you never move to China, Venezuela, or communist countries like China used to be, but now they're capitalist because they have a capitalist economy. They have a capitalist economy because, communism failed them. They just wanted the power. Why don't you go to a communist country like Vietnam, or socialist countries like, Venezuela? Or it's because you're a fucking hypocrite. Don't bring your ideology that has never worked in human history to our way of life. It's not going to work. Sorry.
Socialism doesn't work because I never tried it.
Leaked documents from Iowa school system shows teachers are forced to classify Make America Great Again as type of racism and white supremacy. I'm sorry, making America great again is somehow racist. Making it great for all people is somehow racist. This is done through mandatory critical theory training forced on teachers at taxpayers' expenses. Covert white supremacy, socially acceptable. Overt white supremacy, socially unacceptable. I'll leave this up. You can pause it for what you want to do. But it's socially acceptable, covert white supremacy. Make America great again. School to prison pipeline, Confederate flags, denial of white privilege, denial of racism. Oh boy. Claiming reverse racism, bootstrap theory, culture appropriation. So anything you do that has to do with other cultures is racist to these people. Police murdering people of color, assuming that good intentions are enough. Self-appointing white allies. So all you white liberals are a covert white supremacists. According to this. This is what they're teaching to your kids in school in Iowa. The training was mandated to all educators and employees of the Mississippi Bend Area Education Agency, one of the largest school districts in Iowa. The training is stamped with the approval of the school district, which operates under the Iowa Department of Education. At this time of the racist training, House File 802 was working its way through the Iowa legislature. This bill explicitly banned the style of offensive training and mandatory diversity trainings for state and local government employees. This bill is now Iowa law. This slide that listed Make America Great Again as white supremacist is also listed as racist. Columbus Day, American immigration law, mass incarceration, denying white privilege, believing America is post-racial, believing people are part of a human family is racist. And this is what they're teaching your kids in Iowa schools. Stand up or just let it take you. And if you don't believe critical race theory or critical theory is somehow not racist, here's point A of what critical theory is in general.
Tragedy for many Americans. For the first time, white people were becoming aware of their whiteness and the systemic ways that white supremacy affects all of us.
White people in particular get aroused, get upset, say this is unjust, this isn't right, this shouldn't happen. There's like an awakening that happens. And so part of their racial identity development is seeing that awakening. What they do with it is really the next piece of it.
In this episode, we're tackling white racial identity and why understanding your whiteness is integral to becoming self-aware as a white person. I'm Nicole Ellis, and this is the new normal.
Look how her eyes lit up when you say, acknowledge your whiteness. Her eyes lit up like a canvas. This picture, this meme is pretty relevant. There's an easy way to see if critical theory is racist or not. And I say critical theory, not critical race theory, because, again, it is wokeness at the top that spreads down to critical theory. And critical theory branches off to critical gender theory, critical race theory, and other critical bullshit that is all racist and all wokeness. I'm not going to use their words because this is how they get around to teaching it. They basically change the meaning of it every so often, so you can't define it properly without having to jump through hoops and hoops and hoops. That is the point of it. This is how they get around teaching their white supremacist, and yes, of course, it is white supremacy. This is actually the KKK people that are indoctrinating your children to self-segregate, be racist towards each other, hate each other because of the color of their skin. It's to undo everything that Martin Luther King fought so hard to do. All these minorities and white people that fought so hard to bring, like, Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream and dream speech to fruition. All these people sacrifices. These people want to undo it. This is the idea of critical theory. They want to dismantle all that, and they want to replace it with a identitarian. They want to replace it with an identitarian rule and race-based laws. So if you thought Jim Crow is bad, boy oh boy oh boy, do I have shocking insights of what is probably going to happen. Loudoun County School Board, at the center of controversial surrounding CRT, just silenced parents delivering scathing speeches against them by suddenly ending the public comment portion of the meeting, set to continue for hours.
This board has a dark history of suppressing free speech. They caught you red-handed with an enemies list to punish opponents of critical race theory. You're teaching children to hate others because of their skin color, and you're forcing them to lie about other kids' gender. I am disgusted by your bigotry.
Joe Mobley, to be followed by Donna Russell. Madam Chair, I move to end public comment. There's been a motion to end public comment. Is there a second? I second. Motion made by Ms. Reeser and seconded by Ms. King. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Ms. Corbo, can I record your vote, please?
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries 9-0. Public comment is now ended. We will move to our next agenda item.
Good for them. They're not spineless losers. They're not spineless losers like that board. Those people, those Loudoun County School Board are making everything, this critical bullshit, this critical theory possible in these schools. Parents say, so I do have a little bit of hope for this country. Parents singing Star Spangled Banner after school board shuts down public comment because of applause. This should scare you, wokes. People, regular Americans are waking up. This should scare you. And I'm happy regular people are starting to wake up to this identitarian bullshit. This undoing of American systems. This culture war, essentially, that's going on. I'm glad regular people are waking up, and that should scare you, wokes. That should scare you. You know Twitter is not real life, and there are more of us than there are of you. Did the Loudoun County call this meeting as a ruse to arrest dissidents' parents who oppose critical race theory?
Venezuela, and I will not tolerate it.
Right here.
You
press
not.
their First Amendment rights.
Correct.
On top.
Correct.
I was supposed to stand right here, and so were 200 other people, and be able to share with these people why they care about this county and the morals that this county is actually going to support or not support. And they walked out. Right. All these people were doing here was taking the time to be able to show and share, at least with their own people, why they have every right to do that and to press their rights and their regrets in terms of what's going on in this county. And you guys are being a tool of that thing, all right? And as a result, you guys are actually supporting the suppression of
and we're speaking up for your kids too.
At this time?
We're speaking up for your kids too.
Deputies, please arrest this individual for trespassing.
Oh my gosh.
Please, thank you.
Based on what? What did I do wrong? Tell me what I did wrong. You gotta tell me why I'm being arrested for
trespassing.
I can't
I have a right
believe
to be
this.
here. I have every right to be here right now. I understand.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
You are breaking your oath. Breaking your oath. All of you are breaking your oath. Breaking your oath. We are speaking up for your families too. We are speaking up for all of your kids and all of your families, and you're shoving us out. Breaking your oath. Breaking your oath. Unbelievable. Breaking your oath. Arresting someone. He's not burning a city. He's not looting, he's not rioting, but you are arresting him for speaking. What's happening?
Law enforcement and definitely the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office.
We fled a former Soviet country to get arrested for speaking.
Wow.
To get arrested for speaking.
I've always been on the side of law enforcement.
That's right.
Thick and thin and everything.
That's right.
I cannot take this.
That's
this
right.
is wrong.
She's wearing a thin blue line shirt.
Yes.
Look at that.
Look at this.
Wearing a thin blue
Look
line
at this.
shirt.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but he was just trying to speak.
We have been supporting all of you all summer.
No more.
Those aren't the good police. I just want to let you know, most of the good police left. And good for them. Why would you, in these cities, in these states, why would you stay as a police officer if they hate you? If everybody hates you? No, these aren't good police officers. They're scabs. They're the woke police. They're the, what the Nazis were. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll arrest the Jewish people. We'll throw them in the camps just because you said so. Just because you said so, good masters. Those are the fucking scabs. Those are what those police officers. And I will not support those police officers. They're the bad police officers. They're the scapo. They're the exact things that you don't want in the society. They're the woke police, essentially. I'm glad, again, another instance of parents and people and regular Americans standing up to this woke culture war mess that has been created in the United States by these insane lunatics who lie cheat and steal to gain power.
Violation of the Constitution. For her lobbying and her advocacy of unconstitutional censorship, I want you, the school board, to terminate the employment of Dr. Charissa Gibson with immediate effect. And after you've terminated her employment, I want all of you to tender your resignations for hating on this country. We have a God-given constitutional right to critique you, and we can speak in any lawful tone that we see fit. And don't go looking around, Benito, because this is the United States of America. You have a good... one more thing. I want to make a verbal request right now for an unedited copy of the tape. So if any of you delete it, you're going to have a big legal...
Good for him, man. Good for him. Regular Americans are standing up, and that should scare you wokes. That should scare the crap out of you. That's going to be a video, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.